Welcome to Come Sis with me, your new favorite space for all things sisterhood. I'm your host, Mia Randall. And listen, I can't explain in words how happy I am to be here with you. It feels so good to finally share my baby, who really isn't a baby since I first created Come Sis with me in 2016 and then trademarked it in 2019. But that's neither here nor there. It's been a part of who I am since I first moved overseas. In 2013, I moved to Japan with my then boyfriend and separated from my family and friends that were essentially my entire life for 9 months during his season. Scooty, my husband now, plays ball, and his first love has always been that round piece of orange leather that he bounces up and down the court. So leaving his family and friends didn't seem like a huge sacrifice in his book. However, for me, being on the other side of the world with nothing to occupy my time other than being a built-in girlfriend giving wife privileges, that's another story for another time, was not enough for me. And I remember throwing myself into any group of women who were available, either online or in person, and just really becoming reliant on the women who were around me, the women who were girlfriends or wives of the guys who were Scooty's teammates. These girls became my family, and many of them still are very much a part of my life today. And I look back now and can't imagine what my life would look like, or better yet, what my heart would look like right now if I had not made those connections that I did with those women, my sisters. So who am I? Okay, because I think that it's a great place to start, since why are you listening to someone who you have no idea who they are? Well, I can start by telling you who God says that I am. I'm courageous, confident, wise, resilient, and crafty, but not like the serpent in the garden crafty. I'm more along the lines of like skillful or clever, able or ready to do anything. And because of those godly identities, the things that I value most in life are things like loyalty and stability, order, respect and honor, and community, are relationships as a result of community. I've been called emotional in the past, and at in the past I've heard it as a weakness, but now I know that my soft heart and my quick to cry response, aka vulnerability, are my superpowers. It's what I would say, and prayerfully what my clients would say, makes me extraordinary as my role as their counselor. I mean, I work with individuals and couples as a Christian counselor, and I help them acquire healthier perspectives in their relationships. And I do it through inner healing, therapeutic techniques or modalities, different therapeutic modalities, or even deliverance, since I'm a trained deliverance minister as well. I'll share more on that later. But I think what stands out most about me is that I love my husband, okay, because I am a great wife, if I do say so myself. My uniqueness and my eclectic approach to fashion and style and just overall life. But mostly what stands out about me would be my heart, my sisters, who are in the midst of a struggle or whose life feels like an overall struggle. That's really where my heart rings the loudest. So Come Sis with me is an external expression of my internal heart for women, God's daughters, my sisters, the ones who lack community because things like shame or guilt or even fear made isolation feel safer and more secure. The ones that say they don't get along with women or have any girlfriends because they prefer to hang out with guys because guys are just easier to hang out with. That is funny to me, because how does a man, the opposite gender of you, understand you more than someone who shares the same physique, the same internal and external uniqueness is? I don't know, that's not a word, but females and males are different and our genders are opposite for a reason. And it's you would think that it would be easier for us to understand one another, but I get it. I know exactly what they are saying when I hear that. I still don't like it. um this is for the women who actually desire sisterhood but have been let down or denied entry, air quotes, by the mean girls in the past. I know that all too well. One, because I was a mean girl, and two, because I was uh I was affected by mean girls too. And Come Sis with Me is also even for the women who have grown a little awkward or weird in their approaches because no one's taught them or showed them anything different. Come Sis with Me is exactly what it says, that nothing about you or your circumstances should disqualify you from sissing with me because you deserve a strong, healthy community just as I do. And it's an opportunity for you to be heard and loved for who you are, not what you portray or learn to be. See, out of a genuine sisterhood comes healthy thought patterns, intentional choices, considerate behaviors, not just towards others, but towards yourself, and an abundance of positive experiences, despite what's going on in the world around you. So Come Sis with Me was birthed out of my own need to be me, but with people. Because living overseas, navigating challenges with other women, struggling with trying to conceive and longing for community made it really awkward at times to share authentically with other people. I really longed for a safe space that I wouldn't get penalized for the choices that I made or feel guilty because my circumstances weren't quite as air quote bad as someone else's in their eyes. I really needed a place to settle my disagreements with God, to share my journey, to learn about sisterhood and share what I already knew were the benefits of having loving and caring women surrounding me with those who I didn't already share a community with. And even though I had communities, I also needed to learn how to grow in community with other people too. I remember when I was younger, I had that no new friends mentality. And I had the same core group of friends for a long time until who a, a woman who now today is my bestie infiltrated the group. And I remember us sharing a story one time about how I just did not like her when I first met her. And it wasn't because of anything she did or anything she said. It was just that she was new and she was different. And now I can't imagine my life without her. I'm not going to cry. I can't imagine my life without her. And she really was one of the first people who changed my heart. And so I knew that Come Sis with Me was birthed out of pieces of that story, that communities and new communities are helpful, they're encouraging, they're motivating, they're necessary. What I want us to use this space for is to gain the opportunity to experience relationships with other women or grow to experience relationships with other women beyond what you thought was even possible. Like maybe you're a great friend or sister now, but there's always room for me and you to improve. We can do that by using this safe space to share our journeys. There's no need to be tense here because we'll make up our own rules as we go. we can relax as we come sis with one another. I want us to be renewed on our journeys and allow this time to replace or resume what you once knew or know about sisterhood and even yourself, right? I'm talking about reconnecting with the parts that are worn out, that are broken, or worse, forgotten. Relationships aren't easy, they're hard. And not just the ones with other people or women, but the ones with ourselves mostly. I talked about needing this come sis with me space earlier to settle my disagreements with God, but I didn't tell you why. But for a long time, and even sometimes now, I really hated that one of the ways that makes us as women special and unique is particularly hard for me and my family. We're supposed to be life givers, birthers, the ones who can carry and bring life into this world. And so at times when I see my sisters, those by nature and by spirit, engaging with their babies or growing little bumps, it hurts and it feels like I somehow missed the mark, or worse, that my body is a failure. And I needed a place to reconcile with not only myself, but with God, that I could bring a sort of consistency with one another while also settling any disagreements on transactions that I know have begun, even though they're not yet completed. So I want to use this space to help us grow into women who know how to love every part of ourselves so that we can then love others in that same light, particularly other women. So how this works, I'm going to bring you a topic that comes from my heart each week that centers around us as women, as sisters. I want to interact with you. I want you to interact with me. I want you to share your stories. I want you to ask questions and send me feedback or even debate me on your position so we can grow together, right? I don't expect to be followed blindly or that you will see eye to eye with me on everything. But I'm willing to hear every part of you and every part of your position and where you stand and what you've gone through and what makes you who you are, so that our communities don't look like a cookie cutter woke air quote woman, but that we look like a community of encouraging, conquering women. I want you to ask questions. I want you to join me and us, hopefully, because I hope it's not just me here, that I actually will have other women for you to engage with. But I want you to join us each week as we build our community up to serve one another. Obviously, we will be serving ourselves too, because we're going to get out of it what we put into it. But it's a community that we are going to use to serve one another. I want this space to leave you encouraged, motivated, and ready to conquer whatever the world wants to throw at you today. But likely the most important thing that you should hear today is that Come Sis with Me, the podcast, okay, is not here because I willed it with my confidence and my courage. I wish I could say that. But it's here through a slight fear of failing, some shame for waiting so long to do this, which doesn't seem like it's that hard, but I made it that hard. And it's coming from a place of just overall being tired of feeling stuck. So if you don't get anything else out of this today, I want you to get that you're not alone in that feeling of being stuck. You're not alone in the shame of waiting for something or waiting to do something. You're not even alone in the fear of failing, or for some of us, a fear of succeeding. I've learned that even though our stories are messy, it's what got us here. And through the community of women that I have around me, I've learned to love it. I've learned to love the messy parts of my story, the messy parts of everyone's story, and just move on through it, to move through it. I'm going to end by sharing a journal entry of mine. At the beginning of the year, I wrote in my book, my year's focus. And I said that my year's focus was going to be owning every space I have been graced to walk in. And next to it, I wrote some affirmations. I will see Mia as God sees Mia. I will not own anything that doesn't belong to me, but take complete ownership of what does. And I am a valuable vessel with my flaws and brokenness. It's really crazy to me that I wrote this at the beginning of the year with no clear plan of anything that I wanted to do, but I knew in the back of my mind that I needed to do something. Just don't know what it is. How I was going to do it, I don't know. But when God told me in my silent time that it was time to move, specifically on Come Sis with me and on this podcast, I went back to these affirmations. And so seeing Mia as God sees Mia is me no longer worried about how others see me or even how I see myself at times. Me not owning anything that doesn't belong to me, but taking complete ownership of what does, is me taking ownership of Come Sis with me and this podcast and how God has already cleared the path for me, and not taking ownership of the things like fear and shame and feeling stuck, because those don't belong to me. And then also reminding myself that I'm a valuable vessel and that I don't have to do anything in this perfect condition. In Japan, there's a what do they call it? I don't know, like a technique that's called kintsugi. And the bowl is essentially broken in pieces. And they put the bowl back together they fuse it back together with gold. And what it represents is that the bowl itself, the flaws and the brokenness, are even more valuable than the original piece, because now it's fused together with gold, and that increases its value. And so all this time I've been thinking, because I don't have things perfectly aligned, that I couldn't put myself in front of you, in front of this podcast, and do anything with Come Sis with me, because I don't have all of the pieces together, and my flaws are still showing their little ugly heads, and my brokenness still appears every once in a while to the world, that I couldn't do this. Ooh. So I'm reminding myself today, and I pray that this reminds you too, that you are more valuable now, with the flaws and the brokenness and all the other things that go into putting you back together. You are more valuable and increased in value now with the things that have fused your pieces back together than you were before. And that life will continue to add to your value. And I pray that you do that with me, that you join me in this imperfectness, because I'm not coming to you as Mia, the podcaster, the counselor, the wife, the sister who has it all together. I'm coming to you in all of my imperfectness, so that we can grow together. So if you want to follow me, if you want to join this perfect, imperfect group of women, our community of women that I am trying to pull together, you can follow us on IG at Come Sis with me, or follow me at Hey Mia Louise, or send me a voice message on Anchor or through Spotify. I think there's going to be an option for you to like leave a message or interact. And I think once I get a certain amount of episodes on there, I'll be able to ask questions and you can interact with me there. Or you can just send me an email. If you just want to tell me that you heard this and that what I actually uploaded worked. Come Sis with me. The website will be coming soon. I can't really tell you when. I'm still working on the podcast, so give me some time to get it together. I don't even have a clever sign off just yet, but I know that this message resonates with me, so I want to share it and hope that it resonates with you. Sis, if you don't already know, you've got this. So until next week, loves, signing off. And I pray that you will come back. Have a great week. Have a great night. Have an amazing day. Until next time.